Welcome to UEN Video. We're going to talk today about using a few websites for creating online graphs, things you can use to analyze data in a science classroom. First one we're going to go to is the National Center for Educational Statistics. This is a kids zone area, and if you drill around here you can find eventually this graph area, which I've got listed up right here. Now to get us started, I want to actually show you the Create a Graph Classic. This Create a Graph Classic is actually a little bit, it's not quite as powerful, and there's not a few less things you can do with it, but because of it, the way it gets started, it kind of helps you understand how they do things. We're going to use the same pumper pressure kit little thing we've been doing in the other couple of tutorials, so I'm just going to click on this and begin a line graph. Now I can start up here. This is some data and information that you can fill in. I can put a couple of different number of lines and various different things if I wanted to. And this I can do an education data from NCAS. I'm going to go ahead and do ours though with the gas laws as the title of our graph. The title of the x-axis is going to be number of pumps. The title of the y-axis will be the mass in units. I can change my line color, make it a nice purple line, and my point color, and give it a nice lime green color to match the UEN colors. I've got some options for the shapes. I'm going to just let that stay as default, and the shape size I am going to make bigger though. So my x-axis at the 5, the 10, 15, 20, and 25, just like as we did on the other two tutorials, we're going up by increments of 5. Notice I can't fill this all the way in and just have it predict that. But on the y-axis, I'm going to have to create some numbers here. Oops. 42, and then 45, 49, 52, and I'm going to put in 58 here for this next one. There's some other settings I can change here. I can determine which kind of an image I want, a PNG or a JPEG. Both of those are pretty compatible with most software now. I create a printable graph, and there it is. There's my graph. Now I can right click on this and save that picture, and I have a picture that I can use and put into another chart. But you'll notice that it created at 5, it's at 42. My scale on the side is a little bit, it's not kind of standard, but I do see the growth in the changes, and it's a place you can go that can kind of be maybe a little simpler than using Excel or Google Docs or something like that if you want to use a straightforward just create a graph. Now I'm going to click on this graph area again. Notice last time we clicked on this Create a Graph Classic. Now I'm going to go into the more advanced tools in this new version of Create a Graph. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make my grid color a different color. Make sure I clicked on that. It kind of takes a moment to do that. Be patient. I'm going to choose a gray grid color. I can change my background color, the number of lines, my appearance, various things. My next line is my data, same kind of thing as we did before. The graph title is going to be gas laws. My x-axis label is number of pumps. Oops. My y-axis is going to be mass in units. I keep doing that. And source I'm not going to worry about for now. One of the big changes you see is I can immediately set the number of data points from anywhere from 5 clear up to 50. I'm just going to keep it 5 for now. Let's do 8 just to see what goes on. You notice when I did that, it readjusted it. So this is going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. And then my values, 42, 44, 48, 52, 58, 69, 76, and 82. One of the other changes here is my minimum value, I'm going to make it 0, and my maximum value, I'm going to make it 100. You'll see how that changes the graph in just a minute. I can also change my line. I have to wait patiently though, because it takes a moment to lift that up. Bring that up. Okay, make a nice purple line. Get my points to be the same color, and I'm going to change the point size up to be large. Then I can go on to this next area, which is the labels. I'm just going to leave that, other than I'm going to change the font just slightly. Well, let's change the font to this one actually. Now I can preview it. So you can see with the 0 and 100 as my minimum and maximum, it gives me a perfect scale so that this really reflects what's going on and doesn't mislead by having this start at 42 and end at 82. But you can see I've got a graph ready to go. So if I click the print and save option, I can download this, and it's going to give me options for how I can download it. So that's a second tool called Create a Graph. It's from Kidzone. This one is actually really nice and very useful for just putting in data without having to teach kids all the aspects of spreadsheets and formatting and charts and whatnot. I'm going to go on though and show you a couple of other tools. One of them I'm going to show you is called Calc 3D. All I can do is refer you to this if you want to investigate it. It looks like it's a pretty powerful calculating device. I just recently got it in an email, so I have not used it very much. The screenshots, though, do show that it's a pretty powerful little tool. It can do some pretty intensive graphing and some good stuff. Another one I saw that was pretty good is an online chart tool. Lets you design your chart and then print it out and put it out into other methods. So it's similar to the Create a Graph, but it does have advertising and some other things that I'm not really keen on. The last one is one called Chart Gizmo that also has those same kinds of features and factors, but it requires an account as well, so you can save and keep your things available. So those are a couple of different options. There's links in the class for each of these. So give one of them a try. Either create a link if it lets you create a link to it, or save your image if you use Create a Graph and put it in your lesson plan. You can attach that to your lesson plan tool. So thanks, and have an enjoyable day.